Hello everyone and welcome back to Waste of Dust. So this week we've got a pretty standard list. Standard-ish, like it's not as outlandish as the other decks I've created. It's more, it actually wins games, which is, different for me. You might have seen this on Wild Ladder actually, except it includes dirty cards like Shutterwalk, which is not in... well... at least I don't include the ultimate dirtball package. I've not gone that far with the Lotheb. Once you've gone the Lotheb, you've gone too far, man. Too far gone. So this is a Jade deck. If you don't know what Jade is, I'll explain it to you, but you just play the game and then you win. We're pretty standard. That's the game plan. Devolve, 2 mana. Transform all enemy minions into random ones that cost 1 less. This bad boy has got me out of so many pinches. It's like having, a father in the police force or in high places. Nepotism for you. It really comes in handy. Devolve can get rid of enemies that are stealthed. They can get rid of enemies that are going to kill you next turn, but you can't deal with them. Devolve is capable of getting rid of minions that Hex is not, and we'll get to Hex in a second if you don't know what Hex is. It can get rid of taunts and sticky minions instantly. Jade Claws is 2 mana, 2 attack, and 2 durability. Battlecry. So I'm a Jade Golem, Overload 1. I guess I need to explain what the deck is doing now. So Jades, if you're not familiar with them, if you don't have Vietnam flashbacks to them every night with Jade Druid, what Jade is a type of minion, and each time you play a Jade card, it'll spawn another minion, another Jade minion, but it'll be +1/+1 from the last. So if you place Jade Claws, you get a 1/1 Jade. If you then play Jade Claws the next turn, you get a 2/2 Jade Golem. It's dirty as... You can create toll boards for doing very little. It's good against aggro. It can take out like Knife Juggler or Flame Imp. It's good for trading on board. Can get in a bit of chip damage as well. Summons a Jade. It's got everything going for it. 2 mana, Maelstrom Portal. Deal 1 damage to all enemy minions. Summon a random 1-cost minion. There are still people out there playing Odd Paladin. That's why this is in the deck. It's just a cheap board clear, and it gives you some presence on board after you've wiped out their hopes and dreams. So it can do that too. Bran Bronzebeard. 3 mana. Your battle cries trigger twice. And these are 2/4. Jades are entirely battle cry. That's the reason for this. You can do some weird shenanigans with this deck. Like you can Bran into Electra Storm Surge into Jade Lightning. I think it's entirely theoretical because this is like a 0.5% chance of happening in game. So it's kind of like the chances of me winning. Yeah, don't craft this deck. But yeah, he's an okay body. The opponent needs to get rid of him immediately because if they don't, they're fucked. And it can steamroll really hard if it's left on the board. Electra Storm Surge. 3 mana, 3/3, Battle Cry. Your next spell this turn casts twice, and it's an elemental. Which is another light synergy we have in this deck, which is elementals. So you can use this to get a double Lightning Storm. That's okay. You can get a double Maelstrom Portal, double Devolve, and double Bloodlust. For what it's worth, that's why it's in here, is purely the double Bloodlust. That can sometimes just instantly win the game. Again, it's not happened, so I don't want you to think, oh, this is a scenario that happens every day, like me going down to Tesco's. No, it's a bit rarer than that. It's like seeing a unicorn. It kind of happens once in a lifetime when you've done narcotics. So my suggestion is you can dust this or exchange it for something else, like Murmuring Elemental. But its purpose is kind of chip damage at the end, or it's a bigger board clear. Or it can be used for Haunting Visions. 3 mana. The next spell you cast this turn costs 3 less. Discover a spell. So, Haunting Visions is kind of a shoo-in just because I can. I have the card. I don't have any deck for it. So, I'm just gonna put it in there. This isn't an optimized deck. This is just putting things in there for the fun of it. So Haunting Visions theoretically can give you a cheap Lightning Storm while discovering spell, Chill Maelstrom, Bloodlust, and then you can, I don't know, you can get the Wind Fury spell from discovering this. There's a fair few things you can do, but a lot of the time it does just sit in hand, sad and alone, with no one to play with. And so it can be substituted for other cards. So now we come to Hot Spring Guardian, a 3 mana, 2/4 elemental taunt battlecry, restore 3 health. So we know why this is particularly good against aggro. It's a soft heal, it takes damage off the board, it can sometimes kill a minion, it slows down the game. It's particularly good for restoring 3 health against Burn Mage back in the day. That's why this is in the deck. Like, that's it. There is no other reason. Besides the fact that it's an elemental. So, let's talk about the elemental portion of this deck, then. There are a couple of elementals in here just to power up the more powerful elementals. I'm looking at this man right here. And I'm looking at this one right here, which can discover another Jade Spirit, which is also an elemental, if you didn't know, because they changed it for no particular reason whatsoever, except consistency, but then Hearthstone's not consistent, so whatever, I'm glad they did it. Point is, there's a soft elemental synergy, which is geared more towards defensive elementals that will then synergize in the later game with some of these more value-oriented elementals. Lightning Storm, 3 mana. Deal 2/3 damage to all enemy minions, and then overload 2. It's good against token decks and aggro, and this deck is slow. If you didn't notice, there's a whopping total of 0 1-drops. Yeah, this is more of a win the board type of thing, but if you're not even playing on the board, how do you take the board? Lightning Storm. It's AoE. It wipes out the enemy, sometimes. And other times, you know, it misses, it doesn't hit the 3 damage, and then you're fucked. Sometimes the Hearthstone is a game of skill, and sometimes you may as well be playing paper, scissors, rock. So it's AoE. Hex, 4 mana. Transform a minion into a 1/1 frog with taunt. Lovely. This actually has a light synergy with Maelstrom Portal and Jade Claws, mostly Maelstrom. So if you're trying to push in for the final bit of damage and your opponent is just a dick and they're playing taunt minions, and you say, get the fuck out the way, dude, then you just hex them. And then you Maelstrom and win the game. Hex is here to get rid of sticky minions, to get through a board, to push for lethal. There's a lot of things Hex does. It also, you know, if they're playing a Death Rattle minion, this is great. Not for them, though. No. For them, it's a box of tissues. 4 mana, Jade Lightning. Deal 4 damage, summon a Jade Golem. I mean, the 4 damage can be used to trade on board and take the board back, and then summon a Jade, so that's pretty good. It can be used to push for lethal, very occasionally. And it summons a Jade. Need I say more? Jade Spirit, 4 mana. 2/3, Battlecry, summon a Jade Golem, and it's an elemental, let me remind you. I hate this card, but love it when I'm playing with it. It's just good to get the Jade counter rolling, and because it acts as an elemental, you can now get Servant of Kalamos on the roll. It's good. And a 2-3 body is not bad. And it's never a 2-3 body. It's always coming with at least a 1-1 or a 2-2 or a 30-30 or something like that. So, you know, it's never that bad to just play it on board, unless you're dead. But I suppose it's always bad then. Bloodlust, 5 mana. Give your minions +3 attack this turn. Oh boy. So what this does is it either helps you trade, but why trade when we go first? Exactly. This is used mostly for an early lethal against decks that might be able to out-control you, and there's not many. And they won't be able to deal with Bloodlust. Like this deck is focused on filling the board with junk that they just can't deal with. And then the Bloodlust is the cake, and the rest of the deck's the icing on top. You Bloodlust and kill them. 5 mana, Servant of Kalamos. Battlecry. If you played an elemental last turn, discover an elemental. Or 5. Elemental. It's here for Jade's Spirit. Sometimes it can be used to get another Kalamos. Generally, elementals in the pool are pretty good. Like, there's nothing that you turn your nose up at and go, oh god, I wish I hadn't played Servant of Kalamos. It's some good value in the mid game. It's good against Priest because it's got 4 attack. Can be substituted, but for flavour I keep it in. And it keeps the elemental chain going through the mid game, which is quite important. Aya Blackpaw, 6 mana. Battlecry and Death Rattle. Summon a Jade Golem, 5/3. So not only does this summon a Jade Golem and almost instantly win you the board, but then your opponent has to trade with Aya and then give you another Jade. I don't know who printed this card, man, but I'd like to talk to them heart to heart about counselling I had to go to because of this card. You need to play this if you're playing any Jade decks. It is a must. Jade Chieftain is not a must. 7 mana, 5/5. Battlecry, summon a Jade Golem. Give it Taunt. This isn't in a lot of decks that run Jade in Shaman. And most other Jade decks don't run it because it's a Shaman class card. So you know. But Jade Golem, it's another Jade counter, and he's got Taunt, mind you, so it can protect the rest of the board. And when, you know, Jade Chieftain is dropping an 11/11 Taunt, the game is over, my dude. You're basically playing... I never thought of it this way. You're playing Thaddeus for 7 mana, and no prerequisites except for some Jades, but they're easy to play. Oh my god. That's overpowered now that I think of it like that. And Taunt, soft heal, we know why it's there. It's good stuff. Swamp Queen Hagatha. Battlecry. Add a 5/5 horror to your hand. Teach it 2 Shaman spells. 7 mana, 5/5. Now, up until this point, you may be thinking, well, yeah, I see what you're doing, but where are the new cards? And I got you. This is new. I think it's the only new card here. Look, it's okay. And it has some synergy with Shudderwock, because it'll give you just a random one of these, and it turns out they're pretty good. So, in a Battlecry focused deck with Shudderwock, mind you, Swamp Queen Hagatha ain't bad. It's just really slow. So just watch out for that. It can be used to draw AoE, or discover AoE on a 5/5 body, Bloodlust, Wind Fury, stuff like that. There are good options in there. 8 mana, 7/7, Kalamos, Primal Lord, Battlecry. If you played an elemental last turn, cast an elemental invocation. So these 4 options are: deal 3 damage to all minions, summon a board of 1/1 elementals, deal 6 damage to face, or heal your own hero for 12 damage. The reason it's kept in here, the reason why this entire package here is even a thing, this elemental package, is because it's flexible, and it builds up to Kalamos. Kalamos against a deck that's just trying to to play the game and rush you down. Gives you heal. It can give you like 6 damage, which is trash, man. That's 1 fireball for 8 mana, but you know, it's still a fireball nonetheless. It can summon you aboard again if you've lost and you're just out of options, or it can really, it's just here for the AoE on top of a body to swing the board. It's pretty good, and his battle cry comes back with the devil himself. Yeah, every deck's running this now. I think this is why Shaman was a thing. There is no other reason that I can think of, because I can't think of any tier 1, tier 2, tier 3, 17, tier 44 deck that was Shaman, and then they printed this band-aid to kind of patch up a class that was mortally wounded. And here we are, this is the result. It's a 9 mana, 6/6 called Shudderwock. Battlecry, repeat all other battlecries from cards you played this game. Targets chosen randomly. Look at all the battlecries we have. Lectra Storm Surge, some niche application. Hot Spring Guardian can give you some healing occasionally, though it is targeted, so it could just go completely wrong. It's also got summon a Jade Golem from any of these Jade cards. It's sometimes multiple Jades, which just instantly wins the game. Jade Chieftain. It adds Swamp Queen Hagatha Horror to your hand. It can do the Kalamos Primal Lord. It can do the Servant of Kalamos and get you another elemental. It's fucking nuts. And, excuse me, it is flippin' nuts. For the most part, this is kind of just play it on curve kind of thing. To get more elementals, to get more Jades on the counter. You don't typically want to save this up the whole game, because if you're at turn 9 and you have no other minions to play, you just got to do it, man. So, Shudderwock can bait out AoE, can be a son of a bitch, and if you don't craft the rest of the deck, just craft this and you've made pretty much the reason this deck wins anyway. So, good luck to you on ladder. Ignore the fact that I've dropped an entire rank. We've been winning like mad with this deck. Great start. 2, 3, 4. Gone. Please. Some AoE. This time. Please. At least we got the Jade Claws. That raises our win rate considerably. Sounded like I got a cancer. I did, because I'm playing against Hunter. Okay, so what we're going to do this time, he seems to be a bit slower, is we're going to low roll this and play out this is what I meant to do. Play out the Jade Spirit on turn 3. Okay. Well, good thing for us, we've got Devolve somewhere in this deck. Please show up.
I wonder what this does.
Alright. That's alright actually, we're just going to do this. And we're not actually going to go for this one, we're going to go for the one that magnetizes. What you up to, son? That's a card. We're going to keep Hex for later. For now, we're just going to play out our hand. Oh, he's got magnetized. That sucks. Oh well, if he magnetics, we've still got Hex here. Saved it for a rainy day, and it looks like the rainy day is upon us. We've got Hagatha Swamp Queen, or Swamp Queen Hagatha for Alright, that's fine. Got Hot Spring Guardian. Hot Spring Guardian. Get your Hot Spring right here. It's quite unfortunate that was our best minion. Still got a formidable board though, and Bloodlust wouldn't go too awry. Oblivitron? Question mark? Okay. And now we sit and wait for him to make a decision. He's got a lot of potentially dangerous minions in his hand. Or trash. Like, there is no in-between with legendaries. They're either good or they suck. That's pretty good. Tidal Surge. Stormbringer. Everything is awesome. Let's Stormbringer. We are going to trade in here. I'm worried about things happening to us. I chose Stormbringer because it's kind of a soft heal and it gives us some good stuff. Hey! Good to see someone playing that, man. Power to you. Well, here's our chance. But we're gonna do this instead. Oh shit, I really should have gone for damage there. That was my bad entirely. Good thing we have this here Tar Creeper. Should have pushed face damage, man. Should have pushed face damage. That was my bad. Out of all the legendaries, I mean, we got Sylvanas. That made this all worth it, really. We've got Bloodlust for next turn. Hope. Let's calculate now. So if he takes out this, that's 8. So let's calculate this now. We've got +1, 8, 16, +4 is 20. Fucking got this, man. Alright, it's fine that we had a little misplay there, because it all worked out in the end. Good old Bloodlust. No more, man. No more. It's Priest. Okay, Haunted Visions could be okay, so we're going to hold on to that. This is an okay curve. I mean, Priest isn't going to really have anything, because it's a big Priest, right? It has to be. So, forewarning, I've subbed in Haunting Visions, because Tar Creep is great and all, but I need more AoE in this deck, and this is a potentially AoE. I'd love to keep Tar Creeper as, you know, a budget option, but man, it's really not cutting it. Oh, he's drawn terribly? Or maybe he's baited me into thinking that he's drawn terribly so he can win the mind games. See? Playing one step ahead of you, man. This is a hand. It's been quite reactive. That's really what this deck is, but that doesn't matter because it's a... What is his deck? Because it's a Jade deck. Like, you have a chance to play reactively until the late game, because Jades just win games by themselves. Regardless of what happens, we play... Dude, I will feel bad for picking on you. Are you okay, man? Are you in the short bus? I'm just asking. I'm not trying to be offensive. Okay. So we can keep more on board, we're gonna do this. I'm not sure what this guy's deck is. If I die now, I'm incredibly sad. Words do not describe accurately how sad I am. All around me. Are you sure you have a deck, man? I don't understand. No, we want to do this, maybe. I can deal with this board, is the problem. So we might have wanted to play Ire Blackball. What is this abortion of a deck? I don't understand. Here. Okay, instead what we're going to do, because we don't have a chance to do anything else really this turn, is Hex like a motherfucker. And then, I don't mind you shuffling a frog back into your deck, man. Have more frogs. Haunted Visions already paying out against this obscure priest deck. Okay. What? What am I looking at? We'll hold Shutterwalk for just a little bit. I love picking on this man. You know, it helps me get out my own issues. It's kind of the thing with bullying, isn't it? Oh no! He got a frog! Should we discover a couple? Why not, hey? Let's go for the value game here.
Lightning can strike twice.
We really don't want that. Mutate then. Frost Shock. I don't know what he's. I think we'll just go for Lightning Bolt for the damage to face potentially, and then we'll hex this, and we'll give him frogs. I want you to have as many frogs as you can, my dude. We're not going to play this, so we can play around AoE a little bit. This is actually really good, this Spirit of the Dead. I can't believe it. It's a 10 out of 10 card for me. Well, you've got another thing coming, my man, and it's called Devolve. That's fine. Who do we want to deal with? I suppose he's not really doing much face damage, so we can just get that in here. Start going to face, and then mutate. Oh my god. You know what? We could actually do this. And overload. We still can coin out Shutterwalk. Isn't that amazing?
Well played.
Suck screen.
The light has betrayed me.
Okay, we're gonna coin out Shutterwalk. Should we? Yeah, I think we should.
My jaws that bite, my claws that jab.
Well played.
That's nice. He might have... Hey! We got him!
Victory proves nothing.
He probably drew frogs. It was an odd deck, man. That was an odd deck. Alright. This probably is more of a value matchup. I don't know. It's probably Bomb Warrior, right? Because that's the only deck that's being run by Warrior. Do we want Lightning Storm then? I'm not familiar with this matchup. Maybe we do want Lightning Storm and we just toss the rest. Yeah. Not me.
None will survive.
Oh, right. Okay. It's not Bomb Warrior. Well, lucky us. We are running the Warrior's greatest fear. Oh, God! Oh, Lord in heaven! You know what I'm actually going to do? I'm going to try and wait for Bran. Is that crazy? I just feel like we should eke out as much as possible here. And he might be forced to use AoE on the totems. Oh, I mean, it's so tempting, isn't it? It's so tempting. But do we want to? We can afford to go another turn or so without it. So maybe if he just continues to not play things, we can continue to not play things.
I'm not ready.
That's a much better target, mind you. Oh boy. This is it, boys and girls. We found it. Oh, we found that wombo combo.
Death does not scare me.
I think, you know what? Do we go for it? No, oh, we could with Electra. No, but we want to keep that for... Oh, it's really tough, man. What decisions do we make? We could Bloodlust. Yeah, I think we Bloodlust. Just kind of Bloodlust for... There we are. And we can do Jade Claws next turn.
Out of my jungle.
Alright, do we want to blow our load? That's the question. I think we do. I'm not going to actually totem this turn. So that we have more of a chance of winning the brawl. There we go. That's why we're keeping it. And if we win with Bran, we are fucking set, man. It's a shame. Sometimes dreams come true. We won't get a chance to play this later on. Let's play this now. Because it's a slow card. Okay, now what we need to do is fish for some answers. Hence the Haunted Visions. God, what a genius for putting that in the deck. Electra Storm Surge. Haunting Visions. Oh fuck. What do we do? This gives us more value. This is pretty good. And then we just do that. Or do we? Do we? No, we do this. We spend the last of this. We're still going to be playing around Brawl, so we're not toteming. Maybe he's got that destroy all armor and deal it to the... No. Looks like he's hyper control. So we're gonna start unstabling. Alright. Jade Lightning, we've still got some means of doing the comeback of the century. Comeback kid, you might call us. And then we do this. Oh my god, that's terrible. That's okay. That's okay. I don't know what that is. The Ragnaros was pretty good, but man, did that suck! Holy shit! Oh, that sucks. Nosdormu, you are continually creating these epic games. I'm gonna do it, man. I know it decreases our chance with Brawl, but you know. Oh, isn't this tense? A game which actually has to be done. Oh. Faces, worn out place. Okay, he doesn't have his weapon anymore. He's used to devastate. Okay, he's running the version that, oh god. Fiery Winax, why? He's running the version with N'Zoth. So he's looking for N'Zoth. Okay, cool. Oh, this is risky. But I like to play dangerous. Dangerous is my middle name. That's why I'm gonna play this. Oh, I really should have done it on this one, on the Jade Gauntlet. Damn me. Oh. We just got to hit one of them with this high roll. Come on! We hit both of them. We are fucking gods. Crackle. Eric Finn is awesome. Oh, we are in the running for the win. Crackle could be used to get rid of that. That's one less taunt to deal with. Okay. Is it the dream? Come on, give it to me. There we are. Oh, we could have just cast Crackle. So, remember, don't craft this deck. I mean, you've probably already got it in your collection because it's Jade and you're a fuckboy, right? So, but just in case you're a decent, kind-hearted human being, do not craft the Jade package. Do the world a favour. But if you're like me, do it. And have some fun. Alright, take care.